Now
Live.
we are live, Excel Turbo, and today with a very special guest from the United States. The name is Oz du Soleil, the MVP and expert, and also a great artist. Let me put him on the screen because he is right here on my side virtually today,
Oh,
but
man.
once
Here we are. Turbo E Fogo
yeah,
again together.
yes. Let me mute my YouTube
All right.
be- because I'm hearing myself. But it's funny because once we had some incident with a person who was being in an interview. I can send you later. Sandwich. He was with hearing her own voice, and she was repeating because of hearing the
Oh,
own voice. It's very funny.
yeah.
I'm going to send the video later. It's very funny.
Mm.
It's in Portuguese, and you will be able to understand a lot. So, guys, people who are watching us now, this is Oz du Soleil. I'm going to read the comments to see who is here.
All right.
Us, we have lots of friends that you know here. Like, for example, let me see this guy here.
Oh,
Farage.
Faraz
Farage.
G.
Faraz.
Faraz.
Yes, some people call Fares, but it's Farais. Look
Uh,
at him, this
your
here,
previous guest. Oh, Nabil.
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 Today we have a great audience, and
Yes.
this guy here.
Oh, man. Nascimento. Nascimento. Man, he gave me some uh cachaça. Is it cachaça?
Cachaça.
Oh yeah, man. It's beautiful.
Yes,
Nascimento. Oi.
cachaça.
Oi.
Oi, this guy here, Gerson. Gerson
Jefferson.
from
Yep, Jefferson. I
great
got
guy.
pictures with Jefferson. Yep.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
have also Carlos Barbosa.
Carlos Barbosa from
Yes.
Lima, Peru.
Yes. Today we have other friends also watching,
Yes.
but not comment yet.
Yeah,
Since they
man.
put the comments, I'm going to show. I'm talking too much because I'm very happy to have you here.
Man. Be happy.
People
Be
have to
happy,
know
man.
that we are friends now because we have been
Yes.
interacting a lot, and we had a nice conversation in São Paulo, also in
Yeah.
New York City. So this
Yep. New
makes
York City. Yep.
everything even
Yeah.
more
Yeah.
special.
And
And
you should show my screen.
oh yes,
Yeah.
I'm going to
Yeah.
put
See,
the screen
this is
here.
back. This is back in like 2000 when I lived in Sao Paulo and Cristiano and I were rappers. We went all around South America and we rapped about VLOOKUP and on all kinds of stuff. And
São
then
Paulo.
Cristiano didn't like being on the road so much, so we broke up the group.
No, don't say that because I'm Excel Turbo. I like the road. It's
Okay.
Excel Turbo and Fire in São Paulo. Beco do Batman. Yes.
Bickle, yep,
Uh,
yep, yep. We went
yes,
there, man. Bickle the Batman, yep. All
yes.
right. So yeah, okay. So
Before I put the topics here on the screen, just
okay.
let me say for the audience that sometimes I will make maybe some small interactions in Portuguese. So in case you start to hear me talking, speaking like a Spanish by a French person, it's Portuguese. Don't worry because it's just a short word of what's going on in English because
Okay.
we have some guys in Brazil that maybe don't understand, but
Beautiful.
we don't have the captions today because it's live. So sometimes I'm going to say again in Portuguese just a little bit. Don't worry
Mhm.
because I will come back to speak in English with
Yeah.
Oz. And today Oz is the person who will talk even more. So
All right. And you can stop sharing my screen.
I have something here to show them
Oh,
because
okay. All
you
right.
are the star of the show, and nothing better than show this nice picture of your own website that I'm going to put here under at the bottom of the screen for all the audience. Guys, this is Oz du Soleil, and tell us, Oz, your relation with Excel, and how do you start this brilliant career, because you now is very famous because of Excel, about other things that I'm going to ask further. But tell us, how did you start working with Excel? I know this story, but
Right.
I want to say for all the person who are watching us.
Yeah. So there's so many different ways to look at how I started, but wow. So in the call center, and the people complaining about my metrics weren't right, that I wasn't answering enough calls and stuff. And so I figured, okay, they had data. I need some data if I'm going to combat this, because I felt like I was working hard. So for a week, I wrote down everything I did, the calls, the type of calls, who I went to see about, fixing a problem. And then certain categories started to emerge. And then I could see ways of splitting this data into groups, like somebody ordered a class, or somebody wanted a refund, or somebody just wanted to find out information about a class, but they didn't place an order. So I broke that up into categories. I even marked it down. If somebody mentioned, I've called you people twice about this. Okay, so I had a special column for that. So then I took the risk of sending that my summaries to the president of the company, and it was taken seriously in a way that I didn't expect. So that showed me the power of data and the power of Excel.
So we can say that the president of the company got direct contact with your work on Excel.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So we got a projection because of the job that you were doing with the spreadsheets.
yeah. But
Yes,
it
yes.
was a risk.
Uh,
And I don't advise doing that kind of stuff, because there was a director who came in later and admitted to me 10 years after the fact, he was supposed to fire me. So
mm,
be wary, because we can talk about all this noble standing for something and everything, but you can also be ready to be fired.
yes, yes. This is amazing. How long did you start to work with Excel on this company?
Well, I was really working in a call center. All the data stuff that I took on was stuff I wasn't supposed to be doing. But the people kept calling about the same types of problems, is what I saw. And it always led back to crap data in the company's international database, in spite of multiple IT teams. Um, I started seeing the data problems, and I could dig and probe. And yeah, my supervisor would complain about that and show me more stats about how I'm not answering enough calls. But I was solving problems. People would call and want to talk specifically to me because I would end stuff. I'm end problems. So then the new director came in, and he saw that I had a skill for it, and he appreciated my tenacity and my analytical skill, that I was there to do more than just answer the damn phone and get up and leave at 4:30.
Mm.
Yeah.
That
But it took a special director, because a concern I have is around overuse of data, or getting, because data is a distillation of reality. So we have one director who's sitting in his office looking at reports, and this rep is doing
mhm.
good, and this one is doing okay, and this one is doing really good, and this one is doing horrible. What are we gonna do to get the wait times down? But then morale was low, There was high turnover. People were calling about the same damn problems over and over again. That's what the data didn't show him when he's sitting in his office with the door closed. So, but I recognized that data was the language that they speak. Oz coming in with a story was not going to be very effective. So I had to get data to fill in the gaps. And the president of the company paid attention. My director was not going to pay attention. His incentives are around wait times. He's not thinking about morale, or I've called 5 times about this problem and it's still not fixed. That's not showing up in his metrics and incentives. But I, as a customer service rep, had to deal with that. So I liked that kind of cowboy spirit. I liked solving problems. I liked it when this long-time customer, she had been having problems with the company for years. And then one day she called me a friend because she could call me up and it wasn't to complain about something. She could call me and she had a request that then I could fulfill. But up until I took over and started dealing with data and taking the problem seriously, we were just a big headache for her.
Yeah, data is still a problem for several kinds of business, and also a solution if they are being handled correctly by the right person,
Yes.
even business person or an expert. And we have some comments here.
Okay.
We'll tell more about this, but we have some people asking about the hats. Let me see who. Nice hat.
Oh, Lydia.
Do you know Lydia?
Yes, I've met
nice
Lydia.
hat.
Yes. Twice.
Of course. Yeah. So let me about the hats, the inspiration of because this is how can I say, when people remember Oz, they say, "Oh, the man of the hats," and of course Excel. But they say, "Oh, the man of the hats," and you have even the hat and this word as well on your logo. So tell for everybody how this story started.
Okay, so I'm glad to tell this because when I was little, my uncle Raleigh, my mother's oldest brother, I really liked him as an uncle. I looked up to him. He, I didn't feel like a kid around him. He would talk with me, and sometimes he'd give me some whiskey when I was a teenager. I shouldn't tell that. I wasn't old enough to be drinking, but I was a teenager. I might stop by his place and have some whiskey with him. So he's an uncle that meant a lot to me, and he always wore hats, nice hats, not ball caps or cheap hats, but he always had nice hats. So that is really where my appreciation of hats comes from. And it's kind of an homage or a tip of the hat to my Uncle Raleigh. Real deep appreciation. So
Your uncle
yep.
used to use hats. So a little bit of português. O Oz está falando aqui, gente, que ele começou a trabalhar com Excel num call center, né, numa central de atendimento, e teve algumas questões lá com o diretor e com o presidente da empresa. Um e o outro viam os dados de maneira diferente, e foi um grande desafio para ele. E o chapéu veio uma inspiração do tio dele, que usavam chapéus bem bonitos, não boné, chapéu mesmo, alguns exóticos até, e ele gostou muito de ver isso, acabou adotando para a vida dele aí nesse trabalho que ele faz. So we are back to English now.
That's all right.
Just a short. Yeah, short.
But man, I'm gonna tell you what, I really appreciate you because I'd been listening to Brazilian music since the 80s. Started
Mm-hmm.
with Gal Costa and Javan and a little Caetano
Galvao.
Veloso and some others. Some Elise Regina. Is that her
Yes,
name?
yes,
Yeah, yeah.
yes.
So that the sound of your language is like is in me. I don't fully understand it, but
Uh-huh,
listening to songs like Mina Voz, Mina Vida over and over again, and
uh-huh. And also George. And also Seu Jorge.
now still Georgia, yes, yes. Man, my favorite. Sometimes before sessions, when I do live sessions, like when I was in Dallas, um, I need to get pumped up. We've had lunch
Mhm.
and I'm tired, so go to YouTube and put on Sales Georgie, Boogazine, 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 Boogazine,
Burguesinha, burguesinha.
Boogazine, Boogazine. Sing it.
Yeah, wait. This is classical. This is classical.
Yeah,
I'm going to put the name here for the guys.
yeah,
I can write on YouTube from this platform.
yeah,
He's telling about Burgue. I'm mixing English in
yeah,
Portuguese in my head again. Zinha. This is the
yeah.
name of the music I'm going to put here on the
Okay.
screen now. Burguesinha from Seu
Wow.
Jorge.
Yeah. So I don't know. When we connected and then I got to Sao Paulo and I met all those great people, Fernando Fernandez and Nascimento and Karin and
Karen.
all this wonderful people.
Uh,
Um it was like coming home, a home that I had never been to, but it felt right.
yes, yes. I have some picture here of this season in Brazil. Let me remove the name of the music here. Uh, you have some nice picture here. Let me show. Well, this is the website
Mhm,
that I'm going to say again because of this book here under the screen.
mhm.
I can say now actually, Oz du Soleil is one of the authors of this book, Guerrilla Data Analysis using Microsoft Excel. Together, Bill Jelen, the Mr. Excel. So they were writing together. This is very special.
Ah,
You were telling about this probably, but this was before you came
yep,
to
yep,
Brazil.
yep,
This
yep.
is the third edition of the Excel weekend for people who is coming now. We have lots of new visitors to the channel because of the way I put the announcement on the internet. So we had lots of new friends today, and this is not all the community, of course, but this
Right.
is the very special part of the Brazilian Excel community. It
Yeah,
was here in Rio de Janeiro in 2017.
yeah.
The first interaction through Skype, nice hat as well was, and then later, tell us about this. This was your preparation to come. I got
Yep,
from your Facebook.
yep.
Yeah,
That
I
was getting ready to go to the airport to fly, excuse me, I think 23 hours to
yes.
get to Sao Paulo.
Yeah, great adventure.
Yep,
And that in your luggage inside is the book that
yep,
I was telling right now about.
yep.
And I have this book here. This this was a joke
Yep,
in the airport,
yep.
and but the chocolate it is true. And this was in
That's by the
front of the
hotel.
place. Yes, in front of the place where we
Yep.
made the all
Excel
the
Weekend
event.
4.
Yeah, yes,
Yep.
32
By
and
Paulisto
23.
Street. Yeah,
Yes,
Paulisto Street. And I
close to
remember
Paulista Avenue.
we
Yes.
went to the restaurant. And then I thought everybody knew I was leaving and I was going to walk back to the hotel by myself. And then I walked and I looked in some shops and everything. And I got back to the hotel and there was all these calls and text messages. Oz, where you at? Where you at? I'm in the hotel. Yeah,
Yes, I remember because we care a lot about
yeah,
the
yeah,
visitors. So
yeah,
you decided to go out for walking
yeah.
alone.
Right.
I remember this. Yes,
Yeah,
very
and
funny. And
yes,
look at
yep,
this.
yep. Because we want to order some coconut water, and they
São
bring the
Paulo.
coconut. Yep, yep, yeah. And
Yes, yes. And this is all.
I remember we
Say
went
this.
to have lunch on Polista Avenue, and there was this really nice Brazilian
Uh-huh.
music that was playing. And then you told me, Oz, you're lucky you don't understand what they're singing. They're singing Lula go to jail, Lula go to jail. I said, okay. So it was protest music that it felt good to me, you know.
Yes, a protest about the former president,
Right.
and this is another chapter of our uh, situation in Brazil. Yes, yes, but we
Yeah.
have good things to remember, and one
Vivian
of
there,
the
Vivian, right? Yeah,
yes, right in the middle. I don't know if
yeah,
they can see if yeah. I don't have the pointer here, but
but if
we have Oz du
but
Soleil in
it's
the middle and some famous Brazilian experts
great
here.
folks.
Very, yeah, very cool. You and
Yep,
Ligia here.
that's right. That's right.
Yes, and and another hat, nice hat, and all this was on the Excel weekend in Brazil. And here you making your show. I like this picture a lot.
Mm, mm.
Yes. What were you showing? Tell them what is this?
This was
I remember, but
it was showing how
for
to
them,
append. I was showing Power Query, doing a Power Query demonstration, and that was the append.
yes,
Yep,
yes,
how you
a
can
cool
get
trick.
data stacked up real easy.
Yes, because sometimes we don't want to replace, we want to include more.
Yeah.
And this talk was amazing. We got an official translator, but
Hmm.
later we have some interaction also because of the different commands in Portuguese and English, and
Right.
it was all fine. And this is Oz du Soleil channel. I recommend strongly for everybody who is new. I think actually everybody who is here already knows this amazing work. But anyway, just in case, I have to say the same thing that I'm telling about the other guests in the channel. Subscribe to Excel on Fire on YouTube. We have some videos together,
Hmm.
and his channel is another level of work. But now let me remove my screen. It's the moment of us tell us more about Excel, because I would like to ask you about your journey in the world, not only in São Paulo, not only Excel weekend, not only Brazil, but I know that you know lots of Excel experts abroad. Uh, some of them are MVP, some of them not, but brilliant. Like for example, Alan Murray is here,
Yep.
Celia Alves is here.
Yep.
Uh, Celia Alves went to Brazil, and not
Yeah.
in the same edition, but Celia Alves is telling that he felt the same way when was in São Paulo last January. The
Yep.
community is very special. Essa gente é Célia Alves, ela fala português também, ela é de origem de Portugal, mora no Canadá, esteve no Brasil também, junto com a gente, e acompanha há muito tempo o trabalho do Oz. I'm telling that she follows you for a long time as well. And additionally, she came to Brazil as well.
Hmm. Yep.
And Alan Murray, I was telling about him. I
Alan
know this
Murray.
guy now.
Yep.
Alan
Yep.
Murray, brilliant guy, brilliant
Yep.
mind, and
True.
very cool, very cool. I was talking with him before the recording and after. I could be talking for long minutes more because the conversation was really, really good. And I hope to talk with you, Alan, as soon as possible after all the situation of coronavirus in person.
Yeah,
I mean in person.
in person, in person.
Yes,
So you haven't met Alan yet.
not in person.
Okay. All
We
right.
should be in London right now, right?
Yeah, we
Today,
should
today,
be.
third
Yep.
day
Yep.
of the in the
Yeah.
last
Yeah.
of the Global Excel Summit. Yes, I don't have here on my screen, but they can see later the Global Excel Summit. I'm
Hmm.
putting here on the screen so people can search on Google or Bing from Microsoft. Yes, Oz du Soleil is one of the speakers of the Global Excel Summit,
Yeah.
and it will be huge and brilliant when they bring this edition to life after all this situation.
Yeah.
And you have something to show us of Excel, but just before, tell
Yeah.
us about the events. I was asking about your relation with the events and the other guys. Some of them you know now that are right here now in the chat.
Hmm.
But tell
Hmm.
us about your experience. I'm going to put you only on the screen because
Tell you
I'm talking too much.
tell you about my experience. Like, what would you want to know?
How is to be, for example, in Amsterdam, Bulgaria? You know Campos, Leila
Yep. Yep.
Garani,
Yep.
uh, Liam Basic, Gasper
Yep.
Kamenser, and how is to be traveling the world with Excel?
I'm just so appreciative. I feel blessed to, because, I think back, when you asked me about how all of this started, I told you about how I got started with Excel, but, you know, we got laid off in '08, and people were saying, you don't have Excel on your resume. Why would I? Because you're good at it. Okay. But what does that get me? I really didn't see it until when, after the layoff, people started calling me and asking me Excel questions and wanting me to go in and do small trainings and stuff. And then I started to see, oh, this is what the big deal is. And I kept trying to do other things. I thought about maybe I should go into being a project manager or something, but there was always something pulling me back to Excel. And eventually I just gave up and went with it. And um, a turning point was when I wasn't doing so well. Had to be honest with somebody. I said, I told Bill Jelen, I'm not doing so well right now. You got any ideas how I can turn this around? And he says, well, there's this book that needs to be uh, updated. He wrote it like 10 years prior. And he says, I can send you a copy and you can see if you're the guy to update it. And that was the first edition of Guerrilla Data Analysis. I looked at it. I said, yeah, I can update this. And so that got a little bit of money in my pocket. It got me some breathing room. And it was also like this bringing me in to this world of true Excel professionals. Holy moly.
Bill Jelen, the MVP,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
you were MVP in that
No,
age. That time
no,
you were not MVP yet. Just
no.
uh, after the book released.
After the book, um, and I had been blogging for a while, and then Jordan
Mhm.
and Rick brought me into Excel TV for a couple years.
Mhm.
Then yeah, I was nominated and I got the MVP award. Um, but yeah, that was after trying to resist Excel and not seeing the big deal with it. But
Mhm.
then to now be an MVP for 5 years and having been to Australia and Bulgaria, Sao Paulo, is a real blessing to go share the knowledge. But it's a lot of things because I'm aware that, you know, I'm entertaining. And I did a year of improv at Second City in Chicago, the place where Tina Fey and Tim Meadows and Chris Farley went, early on. Now I never was trying to get on TV or anything, but I wanted to uh figure out how to get control of whatever it was that I was doing. And then I learned things like character work and scenes, and I took a storytelling workshop. So there's a lot of things that came together to make
Oh.
all of this possible. Uh,
This part of the story is new for me because I was thinking that all the stage thing and acting thing uh, came before, so it was like the same time and maybe a way of improve the
yeah,
speech.
yeah.
You started to took classes of acting,
Not
maybe.
acting, but did improv, stand up comedy, and
Mm,
storytelling.
mm,
Because, you know, I recognized that I could be in front of people and there would be a shift in the mood. People would pay attention. And then I would try really hard to say something funny and then nobody would laugh, or they'd laugh in the wrong places. I wanted to get control of whatever I was doing, and not try so hard. Learn. And there was a lot of value that came from when I did stand up. One thing was I went to an open mic one night and it went so well. People were laughing. And then the very next night, I went back and people were just sitting there and looking at me. And when I looked at the video of what I did that second night, I could tell I was not present. I was telling the stuff out of my head and not
mhm,
doing the dance with the audience. Man,
mm.
ooh, it was so obvious when I looked back at the video. But when I was on stage, I wondered what the hell is wrong. These are the same jokes from last night.
Yeah,
So,
very
yeah,
interesting. Yeah,
yeah.
because people sometimes may think that we born with the talents that we
Mm-mm.
have, but so you can say that this is a constant development,
Yes,
improve,
constant.
improve, and yeah, improve
Yes,
again. This
and
is very, very inspiring. Thank you
yeah,
for this.
because the stand up instructor, the first day of class, he said, "You will bomb, you must bomb. And if you want to continue, you got to be able to deal with that and learn from those times that you bomb." So that keeps me going, right? Because there are presentations I've given that didn't go very well, and I want to run out of the room, but I got to figure out later what happened because I'm not going to go crawl in a hole and die. Uh, so there's recognizing the audience and recognize, my preparedness and everything. What did I try to show? And when things don't go well, uh, just learn from it. And then there are times where one thing that I like about YouTube is sometimes I'm editing a video and I'm not really liking it so much. I'll start to worry, is it as good as my previous one? But I recognize the lesson is there. So it's not worth throwing it away and re-recording it. Um, and there's always next week. Right? This is not going to be my life. And this, if this video fails, that I'm going to die. No,
Because you
finish
have a
it.
schedule, you have to publish every week.
Yeah,
Every
yeah.
week.
And
It's a
finish it.
decision.
Yep, yep. I can keep going forward. Right.
Mm.
But yeah, stand up. Even man, the stand up was hard. It was so hard. trying to come up with a joke and trying to come up with an angle and different ways of writing jokes. Man, that was hard. But the 2 classes I took was so valuable. Improv continues to be valuable, and then the storytelling shows I do. Um, and for anybody who's thinking about like being in front of people and developing a brand or who you are, it takes time consistency also, because I can remember a couple of years ago I was on stage telling a story in front of 400 people, and I could feel myself settle in, and I could tell the story and truly be present with the audience. But I think it took 4 years to get to that place,
Mhm.
because I practice a story, practice, and then go up there and I don't want to miss anything. Um, and I want to be expressive. But after about 4 years of consistent storytelling, it settled in and it felt beautiful,
Because
but not cocky, right?
you developed the talent to be there and to do what you do there.
Yeah.
A little of Português, ele
All
falou
right.
sobre a experiência dele de estar no palco, é um tanto diferente quanto dos vídeos, porque no vídeo ele tem tempo de assistir aquele vídeo, às vezes ele acaba vendo que não ficou tão bom quanto ele gostaria, e então ele acaba fazendo uma série de pedaços de novo, porque a aula em si, uma parte ele pode aproveitar, mas ele tem um tempo, ele decidiu publicar toda semana, então isso ajuda a forçar com que ele seja cada vez melhor, mas a experiência no palco é diferente, porque ele teve que aprender a desenvolver a presença de poder manter o conhecimento, a atividade que ele se propôs a desenvolver ali, mas ao mesmo tempo estar presente e alinhado com as pessoas no mesmo ritmo, não somente fazer o que ele se propôs a fazer, a exibir, mas de estar conectado com as pessoas. Isso, no início, para ele não se sentia conectado, mas depois de 4 anos fazendo isso, ele já vê o trabalho dele com outros olhos e já se sente ali muito mais à vontade, e isso ajuda também ele na parte do Excel. Muito bom. Excellent. I was just putting a summary for everyone, so we are very democratic here for both languages.
Inclusive, yes.
Inclusive, yes. Well,
are there any questions? Any questions, comments, chats, needs, desires? Does anybody need any life advice?
Yes. Later, some small jokes of the friends, and I'm sure they will be making many more right now, because we are telling about show, and so now it's time of the show. I will give you all the time, because I know that you have something to show us, that because this is Excel chat, but we have also a show to everybody learn a new trick, a new lesson. So Oz, it's your time, it's your show. Feel free to make the lesson. And what did you bring today?
What I brought today,
yes,
was in this bag that I had to go pull out of the closet, and here it is. I put it up on the screen. So here is the new let function, and I'm not going to build it, right? But I want to talk about it. So what's happening here is, in this area, I want to know what products are low. So for item A, low is a 12, and is saying low because it is doing a calculation of what's in the warehouse, what's been ordered, and what's been shipped out. So between all of those, what is the total? So we've got 1, we've got 5, we've got 8. All right, so that's why it says low.
Can you open the formula, because I think it's big formula, right?
Yep,
So
yep.
inside the cell, they will look
Oh,
better if you open through the cell. And yes, maybe
it's still small. Oh, let me see.
it's aligned.
Let me do this. Equals. Uh.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Oh,
oh. We
this
learned
is
something.
really nice.
Woo! Look at that. But it's
Formula
a
test.
really big formula. So here, let me see. I can zoom in a little bit to start showing little pieces of this. All right. So here's a let. So what I did was SH is shipping. So I did a sum ifs of, of item A, okay, in the shipped table. Okay. Uh, so that's the sum ifs. And then ordered. That's so we got the variables SH and then ordered and then WH. Okay. So those are the variables. So then when I get down here, I can say if shipping plus ordered plus what's in the warehouse is less than what's in C3, then put low. Otherwise, go ahead and add shipped plus ordered plus WH. Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
the big thing that let is doing for us is it's a kind of thing of here, do all of this complicated stuff. And if certain criteria is met, then go ahead and do all the complicated stuff again.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you've done all this complicated stuff and get a certain value, then never mind. I'm sorry I had you do all of that. So let allows us to make variables and then work with those variables. And it was easier to say, um, take these variables, check it out, and if it doesn't work out, then put low, then use the variables instead of having to copy all that stuff over again in this section of the formula.
That part of SH ordered in the last one, are they named range?
No, no,
Not
they are
yet.
not named ranges. Okay, so what I can do a simple let's see,
Yeah, because
equals,
I'm not looking the beginning of the formula now, just
right,
to
right. So
mm-hmm.
let, let's see, OR, comma, sum, okay, okay, comma. All right. So OR is the sum of that column. Now I'm going to do this SH. So I'm going to let SH, comma, what is SH going to be? The sum of this. Close the parentheses, comma. Now I can add another variable or I can do some math. So what I'm going to do is do some math. I'm going to say OR plus SH. So now I've got 138, right? Um, and it's not easy to see the value of let on small examples like this, but it's easier to understand that way.
Mm-hmm. I'm putting on the screen
Yeah.
shortly the sum because what is inside the sum is not the most important here. So is it correct to say that I am declaring a variable named OR that is not the operator like and? It's not an OR, it's just OR like Oregon.
Correct.
Okay, so we could say that is the same thing that put ABC. So maybe let ABC, it's a sum of something,
Mm-hmm.
The sh is the sum of other thing, and in the end we have the first thing that is the name of the variable plus the other variable.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
I think this is really good to avoid repetitions and to
Yep.
make some long formulas easier to understand.
Yep. And it's not so easy to see because the screen is so small, but you can even do something like this. So sh, all right, that's the sum part, that's the shipped part. So I'm gonna go Alt Enter. Now, oh, now that's the ordered section. Now I'm gonna go Alt Enter. Now that's the warehouse section of the formula.
Mm.
And then I'm gonna uh, Alt Enter. Now that is my calculation.
Mm-hmm.
So
I
if
see.
this was just a whole bunch of parentheses, man, that would be hard to figure out what the hell is going on here. Because like if something is wrong,
Mm-hmm.
you know, if you got all this stuff and you had to do it all over again and multiple times, you really got a lot of stuff to deal with. But when you can say, okay, this is shipped, this is ordered, this is the warehouse, and then I say, oh, the warehouse thing seems to be wrong. I can fix the warehouse piece,
Mm.
right?
It's like programming for us
Yeah,
that we are familiar with VBA and other things
yeah,
on programming languages, but for those who never programmed before, it's a different way of make all the definitions.
yep,
We say declare, but for somebody maybe sounds better like definitions, and we first define the things that we are creating and then make the calculation later, right?
yep, yep, yep.
It's a different way of explain. Yeah, very very good. Let me ask them if they saw something before about let, because this is really new. uh, Good, really, really, really good.
All
I'm
right,
going to put something on the screen later to show them.
all right.
Uh,
And and
in
one of
in
and one of my most
português aqui.
hmm? No, go ahead.
Oh, ok, não, sorry. Não, em português, vocês já tinham visto alguma coisa da Let's? Se vocês já tinham feito, diz aí o que vocês já chegaram a criar com isso, ou o que vocês acham que dá para criar, depois de ver aí essa explicação do Oz. I'm telling them that if they have created something with Let's, for those who are insider, of course, or for those who never saw what would they like to create with let function.
So you're
Good.
asking them some about
Yes,
comments?
as well,
Okay. Okay.
as well. Uh, this is really good. One of
Yeah.
the new functions, and I think this will bring a new way of
Yeah.
write formulas, because this
Yeah.
can avoid to make intermediate cells, right?
Yeah, yeah, yes, because it's a different way of thinking, and yeah, one way you can avoid having this big formula would be to have helper columns. Okay, but then sometimes helper columns you got to find a place to put them. So then now maybe you have something hidden off into uh cell a column AC, right? And it's
Mm-hmm.
hidden. And then you got this formula over here that's referring to cells over in column AC, and stuff is all over the place. So it's a different way of working, and a person has to find out how best they work and what context they're operating in. And then with the let, you do have to think ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you
You,
can't
you
just start.
you
Yeah,
you first you draw all the things that you will use in the future, and then you use it. Just to
yeah,
double check, look at the screen now, and let's see if I'm writing correctly. I started to do something, but just very little, but just to know if I'm writing correctly. I think yes, but you
Mm-hmm.
will. Is it correct? Right?
Yeah, yeah.
We are
So AA.
defining
Yep.
AAA
Yep.
is 111. We create a variable like BBB and that is equal to 2. Then we make the calculation right after these definitions.
Yep. Exactly. And the result would be 333.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
But
Uh,
something I just thought about this because you asked me about traveling the world and stuff, and I really have felt like a world citizen to literally have friends like Alan Murray and Faraz and Layla and you, Jerison, Nascimento, Liam Bostic, Danielle, Fairhurst down upside down in Australia. Um, to know these people and have met them, eaten food with them, and then we care about each other. My world is literally the world and not just Portland, Oregon or the United States. It's giving me different perspectives where all countries have a dark side, bad stuff that they've done in the past, good things they've done in the past, all countries. Um, a beautiful moment I had was buying a hat in Bulgaria, and this Ukrainian lady who doesn't speak much English. So I'm speaking broken Russian. She's speaking Ukrainian. We're in Bulgaria, and I'm buying this wonderful hat from this lady. Sometimes it's hard to come home, but I do recognize that, yeah, I have the privilege, the honor to be a citizen of this whole world.
yes, yes. This is amazing. I feel even I am just starting. I'm not comparing in any way, but I'm starting to be involved with more people abroad, and I'm starting to feel this really awesome sensation because
Yeah.
even talking with Alan Murray by distance, Farais, this makes me think on how they are living now with this situation of
Yeah.
coronavirus. It's not only about be talking with a specialist, but I also try to understand how everybody's living now, and they bring stories to that makes the day be more brightful. This is brilliant, and
Yes.
be, because of Excel, we are starting to yes, I totally agree. We are living in a bigger place now because it's not only Rio de Janeiro, it's not only Portland, it's huge. This is
Yeah.
awesome, awesome.
Yeah.
Uh, Thank you very
But
much.
you can have New York City though. You can have it. You can have that one.
Why? Why?
I I had enough,
But why?
man.
Why?
Um, cause that last time I was there, man, all the walking and all the thinking and I'm just not used to that anymore. I like my car now. Now, I've lived in New York
Uh-huh.
City and I've loved New York. But I want my car. No more of this subway living for me. And then the guy in Times Square taking pictures of that woman's feet.
they they won't be able to understand this. This is too funny. This is it's totally out of the behind the scenes. This is behind the scenes. This
Right.
is off topic. This is very funny, guys. When we made a video about the Excel Cup, the last one that I was telling, this one here on my PowerPoint. On this day, we saw a guy that came from a bicycle,
Yep.
and starting to stare at the feet of a woman, a mature woman, and then starting to make a massage. This is weird, and this is the kind of strange things that that we see in different places, and like other scenes in New York City, for example, a rat carrying a pizza slice inside the subway. you, you can not a small piece. I'm not telling about a small piece of pizza. I'm telling about an entire slice of pizza. You can see this on the internet. Yes, a
Yeah.
rat carrying a pizza. This is funny, and this
Yeah.
is the kind of weird situations that we only live where we when we are knowing different places. We
Yeah.
have a nice comment here, for
Okay.
example.
Yeah.
Pizza.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
from Oz du Soleil. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
great, great.
Lydia.
Uh,
Lydia. Yeah. Lydia said she preferred the Brazilian pizza.
yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. Yeah, I'm suspicious to say because I like the New York pizza very much, but in São Paulo they have excellent pizzas
Okay.
that
All right.
are always fighting to be the
Okay.
champion.
All right.
They are huge.
Well, I think
Uh,
there's maybe 7 more years on my Brazilian visa, so I can come back without having to get a new visa. You have that pizza.
but they are changing the rules, and I
Oh.
think now it's easier. And I have to say, just not only for you, but everybody who is watching us from any kinds of places that use dollar or euro. Uh, this is a good moment. Not this because right now on this day live we are living the social isolation because of the
Hmm.
coronavirus. But
Right.
once these things go away, if the exchange rates be stuck, maybe it will be a good moment to come to Brazil because, man, with with just a couple of dollars you are
Mm.
rich today here. uh, 5 to 1, 5 to 1, 5 to 1, five to
Wow.
one
Wow.
you
I think it was
you
like
can
three to
have.
one when I was there.
Yes, 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 yes.
Yeah.
Now it's more than 5 to 1, and
Wow.
with just a couple of dollars, you get all the caipirinhas and picanha that you want.
Picanha, yep, yep. Coxinhas,
Yeah,
everything, everything.
yeah. We have a comment here, another
Okay.
comment from the sushi and
Yes.
pepper chips.
Lydia.
I told you on LinkedIn. Well, I told you on LinkedIn when you were comment about Farais, and
Hmm.
I told you that you have extra points, and
Hmm.
I have
Hmm.
that things that we were talking before to go live. Somebody here it's a person that I heard before, but I'm starting to talk with him, and I think this is one of the brilliant things of the internet. But
Hmm.
he's talking about the same thing that I told you before we go live. Look at this. This is from Mr. Nabil,
Mm.
and he thought he knew
Wow.
you, but
Wow.
see, yeah,
Wow.
yeah,
Nabil.
it's different from the recorded videos that we are used to do. We
Yeah.
make a lesson,
Yeah.
we put a huge effort to make all the additions and captions and huge formulas that here, for example, we are not able to use the same features. But it's different when we say something new about our lives and profession.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
kind of thing that
And
Nabil is writing is
and I
really
appreciate that
really
you're creating a platform like this. And I believe Nabil, I was hoping to meet Nabil because the he was gonna come to the MVP summit. And then, of course, Microsoft decided to have it virtually, and so I didn't get to meet the bill. But one day,
Oh, so you you never meet in person each
uh,
other.
no,
Oh,
no,
oh.
sadly,
Maybe
no.
in the next global
Yeah,
Excel summit
yeah,
now
yeah.
in February.
Yeah,
and maybe
February.
yes, yes,
Excel
yes,
Global
brilliant.
Summit, London
Yeah,
Town in
London.
February
Yeah,
2021.
yeah. Global Excel Summit. Let me put on the screen
Okay.
again
All
because
right. Put something else on
they
the
will
screen.
remember. Yes. For those who are watching us, especially people not only from England but all the Europe and Middle East
Mhm.
that can easily go to England, then maybe people from Brazil. In February, after all the situation of coronavirus has gone, we will have finally the Global Excel Summit that was supposed to be on this weekend and ending today.
Yeah.
But we will finally have this huge gathering of talents in the
Yeah.
world that I am very happy to and proud to be part of this as well, speaking at the side of the great Oz du Soleil and Shandu and other great guys.
Yeah.
And very
Say,
happy.
say I'm
And
gonna grab something. Hold on. Hold on.
oh, okay. What is this? What is this?
Okay. All right. All right. So again, traveling the world, right? And
Let me
so
put you on the full screen because I want to
okay.
see better what is this. Yes.
Okay, so this is my humidor, right?
What is this? Oh, a collection of we say charutos here, but you
Right, right.
say
Yes, yes.
cigars. Cigars.
So so here's one thing that I've learned, right, going around is like so when I go to a place I look for a cigar shop and
Hmm.
Amsterdam is great. Nice cigar lounges, good prices.
uh,
Um and then I get to Australia, the prices are crazy. An $8
Australia.
cigar costs like $30 there. They put so many duties and taxes on tobacco. I mean, they try to not have people smoke. And then if I do buy a cigar, there's nowhere to smoke except outside. Um, Tanya Kuhn and I found a nice place in Bulgaria, but
Tanya.
Tanya, yep. And that's where I had to learn because I can read the Cyrillics. And I kept reading cigar, and they said, no, cigar for them is a cigarette. And I think that's a cigar for you, right? Is a cigarette,
Uh-huh, uh-huh,
right? So I had to learn that it's a puro in Bulgarian,
uh-huh.
right? And then in London, they've got nice cigar lounges, but the cigars are really expensive. So yeah, I had I think two cigars the week that I was in London, and I don't know, I just meet great people in cigar lounges. I met a guy in London. He's from Kuwait, and he was in London because his father had stage 3 cancer. And so, he would spend a few months with his father, and then he'd go back to Kuwait for a few months, and then come back be with his father. And we talked for a long time, very serious conversation. We talked about Excel and Portland, and but yeah, that's the cigar world, the charuto world.
Uh, yeah, yeah. Well, very, very good. I'm very happy to have you here. This is not the first time, but all the time that we decide to do something is very special, like the first time. And I'm very happy and proud to have you here in the channel again. So we have some famous friends here. Some people that are starting to follow me now, or maybe they are starting to put the feet in the Excel world, so they will start to know you now. And I will leave here the website, your own website,
Mhm.
that I suggest everybody to visit, the ozdusoleil.com, and also the Excel on Fire on
Excel on
YouTube.
fire.
just subscribe. You can subscribe to Excel Turbo as well, and to know of about the new videos, to receive the notification on the cell phone, just remember to press the bell after to subscribe, so you will be able to get the good news fresh from
Fresh,
inside of the oven.
fresh,
And
still warm.
Excel, yes, and Excel on Fire has the oven always ready to cook data, to
Ooh,
bring new features of Excel, especially
yeah,
Power Query,
yeah,
but
yeah,
also other
yeah.
things like today, for example, about
Because
the let's
because you know
function.
what happens. You know what happens when you get that fresh video out of the oven. It'll make your tongue do like this.
I hope
Yeah.
YouTube and LinkedIn don't decide to pick this scene to the cover, and this is live. I won't be cutting this because I'm not able to remove. But okay,
Oh
that
man.
was funny. That was
No,
funny. But I
no,
hope I
see,
hope that the especially LinkedIn don't decide to choose this scene for the cover.
see,
People will make.
I'm gonna blame you because you let me act a fool. See, this is Cristiano's fault.
Yeah, this is the side effect of feel comfortable in a conversation. People maybe will start to make memes of you now.
No, 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 no. I don't need that. I don't need that.
You will become famous inside Giphy site, Giphy.com.
No, no. Oh no.
Okay. Sorry for the cough. We are reaching the 1 hour video,
Okay,
and
okay. All right.
this
Yeah,
is
yeah.
this is too funny, and I will
Right.
let you to finish this after all this
Yeah.
really cool conversation.
Right.
You decide. You can feel free to say then the final words, and we'll just press the button to end
All right.
after you finish the final words. Thank you very much for accepting. Is with you now ending this video, and thank you very much for coming.
Yes. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for being part of my global family. I mean, I really mean that. I mean that from deep in my soul. It's been an honor to be here talking with Cristiano and calling Cristiano and lead your friends in all of the Excel world. So thank you.
Okay, thank you, Oz. See you. Bye bye.
Bye.